I believe when you turn 15 or 16 years old, you should get a job.
Okay.
While going to high school, you should be working. I believe everyone should do that so that you can get past that entry level bullshit and build a resume. Whether it's at a fast food chain or a secretary or a receptionist at a fucking nail salon or whatever, cleaning up hair in a barber shop, whatever it is, you should get a job when you turn 15 or 16 years old.
I agree with that, but I think it should be part-time.
Well, it has to be.
Okay.
Child labor law says you can't work more than part-time.
I thought at 16 they can work full-time.
No. Not in Florida.
Okay, good.
And during the summertime, when you're not at school, you should be working as much as you can. And even if that means 2 part-time jobs or a part-time job and an under-the-table job or a fully under-the-table job doing construction or landscaping or welding or whatever it is that you can learn on the job training so that when you turn 18 years old, you have work experience under your belt and you can start your life. Because you should not be starting your life at 30 years old living in your mom's basement.
So I'm going to pause you on that. What would you say to all the people in the comments? Yeah, well, I'm young. I want to experience being young before I have to get into adult life.
Okay, so what you're telling me is you want to start your life later so that you don't get to enjoy your retirement because you don't want to get into the workforce until you're in your 30s. You're not going to have a savings. You're not going to have a Roth IRA. You're not going to have mutual funds. You will not have a retirement plan, so you get to work for the rest of your life. So enjoy that time. Because I'm 40 years old and I get to do whatever the fuck I want because I've worked since I was 13. So you live your life, be pathetic, don't get the things that you want ever because you're not going to do it because you don't have drive to do it. You suffer while you're young and live that work life while you can do it, while you have the energy and the drive and you can function without sleep. You work now so that when you turn 35, 40 years old, you can start bringing in $1 million a year and do the things that you want to do and live the good life. You want to go to Iceland for a couple of weeks? Go to Iceland. You want to take a 2-week vacation and travel Europe? You can do that because you've worked since you were 18 years old. And I guarantee you enjoying that time as an older person is going to be much more valuable than doing it while you're young and being fucked up the entire time.
Right.
I don't believe that mindset. I would rather grind now and put my body through everything my body has to go through so that my later years are enjoyable. Oh, I want a new car? Cool. What do I want? Do I want to go buy a Mercedes today? I mean, do I want to buy a Porsche? I mean, realistically, if I didn't have the issue that I have with supercars, I could go buy a Ferrari right now.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my life. I'm 42. I have worked since I was 13.
Right. You were somebody who would drink and party and do all that kind of stuff in your 20s, right?
Yeah, while working.
Right, but you were working. If you weren't partying and drinking and doing drugs, do you think that you would have been where you are now sooner?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
If I had the work capacity that I had in my, like when I quit drinking and shit and did that when I was younger, when I had the stronger back and like the gumption to stay up for 20 hours at a time and function on 2 to 4 hours of sleep constantly, I could have done a lot more.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't have was somebody to guide me to do the things that I needed to do. It took a lot of failing to get to where I am. And I don't care if people agree or disagree with any of this. This is my belief system. You can disagree all you want. I'm still going to feel the way I feel about it.
Right.
If I had, and I have a mentor now. I didn't have a mentor ever in my life until I was 38 or 39 years old. And that mentor is somebody that I can call and go, hey, I'm about to make a $500,000 business decision. I need you to just listen to me and tell me if I'm being stupid. And he'll tell me because he's made business decisions that are way bigger than that. And he is that guy to me. He turned me on to my lawyers, turned me on to my money guy. Like, to me, he's there. He has everything in his life that I want.
Right.
And he has the life experience for all of it. If I had him in my 20s and I knew his life the way that I know his life and he's like, you're fucking up, I would have stopped everything. In the event that in my 20s, I had somebody like him that believed in me and I was able to prove myself, he may have invested in me. And had he invested in me in my 20s, I would have skipped a decade of suffering. And I would have ended up in my 20s where I was in my mid 30s because I was able to show. And you know what? He's actually told me as much. He's like, dude, I have this knowledge and I'm willing to give it away to anyone that deserves this knowledge. He's like, you know how many people that come to me for advice? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help you. He's like, and I will send you emails of things that I'm thinking about that could benefit your business. And he has.
Yeah.
Because he sees my work ethic. People don't have that. That lazy mindset of I want to enjoy myself and party and do this. You got to get there first.
They also have to be willing to accept his.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the first time he sent you an email, I was like, hey, I'm just thinking about this, but it might impact you in some way. And you were like, okay, but this doesn't apply to me. Why are you doing this? He would never send you another email.
Right. No, that's true. That's true. And we've had those back and forths because he doesn't understand my business the way he understands other businesses. And we've had to have those conversations as well.
Right.
But I'm gonna say this and then I'm done with this conversation or this point. If you are in your 20s and you're making a minimum wage and you're living with your parents, mid-20s even, because you want to enjoy that life while you're young.
Right.
What can you afford to do? Go to the clubs? Go to a bar every once in a while?
Right.
Can you afford to jump in a plane with no notice, go to Vegas for a week and live it up, go to shows, gamble, go to the desert and come back and not be financially broke? Like truly broke because you spent your entire years of savings in Vegas in 5 days? Can you do that right now? I'm guaranteeing you can't. That's not going to the bar that's not living your life.
No, it's not.
That's not exciting. There's nothing exciting about that. And say
it's the drinking.
Say you don't live in a big city. Say you live in a small shithole town. The bar that you're going to go to is the same bar that everyone else goes to. You guys are drinking all the same shit. You don't have any idea of what good whiskey or bourbon is. You're young. You're drinking to get fucking wasted at that point. You are literally going home shit-faced. That's not exciting.
No. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder you're not furthering yourself in your life because you're just constantly taking a depressant to numb your feelings about your life.
Right, which is making you more depressed because alcohol is a depressant. And when you drink it like that, it does make you depressed. And if you take NSAIDs the next day because you're hungover and you need to get rid of your headache, you are then perpetuating that because when you take NSAIDs, you are 42% more likely to become depressed. There's studies on that. You can Google it if you want. Now, my original argument, is that really living it up? Because I can tell you right now, you and I can fly first class anywhere in the United States right now. I could buy us plane tickets right now for a week to go do whatever we want to do. And I could come back and still have money in the safe and still have money in the banks and not max out my credit cards because I grinded.
Right.
I would much rather have those memories and those experiences because that is living life. That's not drinking and getting fucking wasted is not living life. It's wasting it. So that's my answer to those people.
I love that. I love how passionate you are.
I hate that mindset.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that legitimately bother me. And like, it doesn't trigger me. I'm not triggered. It's not one of those things that I'm like instantly enraged and want to scream and yell and throw things. But like when you come at me with that mindset, it shows me who you are as a person. I don't keep people around me like that.
Right.
You could have real ambition and goals in life. And I could see you doing that shit. And I'm moving you. You're not going to ever get anywhere with me with that mindset. You're just not.
I agree with that. Being around people like that is how you lower the quality of your life.
Yep. You are the company you keep.
Being friends. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.